Welcome back to Saluki Basketball, Saluki Nation. We are thrilled to have Jalen Haynes with us, the pride of Louisville, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Went to Hebron High School. Hebron in Indiana, where I now live, has a special meaning. That was the school that was named after the movie Hoosiers, little known fact. And then you went on to Sunrise Christian. Welcome, Jalen. Great to have you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for having me. I'm excited.
What was it like growing up in Louisville, Texas, just somewhere north of Fort Worth and Dallas?
I mean, it was fun. It was always fun. You know, I had a good group of guys to always hang out with. You know, we all played basketball, middle school and elementary. So, I mean, it was always a fun time.
It seems like football is kind of king in Texas. Is there truth to that?
Yes. Very big football state.
Were you a football player at any point in growing up?
See, in middle school, I was B team. I didn't want to get hurt. You know, I had hands, but I was always really focused on basketball.
I would think a 6'4" potential wide receiver walking down Hebron High School hallways would be a target for every football coach in town.
Yeah.
What about basketball in the state of Texas? It sure seems like since I started coaching a long time ago, basketball's just grown in leaps and bounds. The talent in Texas has grown. Did you feel that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we've had Dallas has many NBA players from, you know, we've had Anthony Black, we had Keontae George, just to name a couple. But, you know, Dallas is taking a big leap in the basketball sense.
You went on to Sunrise Christian Academy, which is located in Wichita, Kansas. What led to that decision?
Just a preparation year for college. You know, I feel like I needed another year to, you know, develop my body and develop my game. So, and I think it was the right step.
Let's step away from the court for just a minute, if you'll give me a chance. I've had a chance to talk to your teammates about a really important aspect of Saluki basketball. How much was getting your degree and discussions about academics by SIU and the Saluki coaching staff throughout the recruiting process?
When we had a meeting with Hillary, she said it was a really big educational school. So, I mean, especially my dad and my mom, you know, they wanted me to go to a really good education school, so that's another reason why I chose here.
Have you yet decided what you want to study, or are you still an undecided guy?
I'm in business, undecided right now, but I really want to go to aviation, but that's a lot. I heard that's a lot of math and a lot of work, so I don't know.
It's a lot of flying, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Mirko Pavlovic, a great player for the Salukis back in the 90s, came from what is now Serbia to play for us, but also he chose the school because of aviation.
Okay.
I can tell you this, as Mirko said, if you get an F in a class on campus, that's one thing. If you fail a test in aviation, the results are totally different. So
way different.
Not to take that away from him, but he had a different mindset, and that was it was really important to him. Where do you think, whether it's aviation or business, where do you see someday down the road this degree taking you?
You know, I have a business idea from when, you know, the ball stops bouncing, and so I'm really focused on that. I'm trying to get the business plan going for that right now. You know, just trying to work on that. Just have a backup plan if basketball doesn't work out for me.
Well, it's going to work out for a while. Regardless, you can play for a lot of years, but even LeBron's career is going to come to an end, and somewhere around age 40 to, as you can ask the rest of us old guys, you've got about another 25 years left ahead of you. So best luck with that. We're just glad to hear how important it is to you. Let's shift back to the basketball court. Let's go back a year at Sunrise Christian. What's been the biggest adjustment? You went to a school that's a really impressive high-level prep school, good basketball. What's been the difference in playing at Sunrise Christian and now what you're learning for you to get on the court in Saluki basketball?
The biggest transition for me from high school and prep school, I mean, it was just a physicality, you know, playing against bigger kids, you know, Power 5 kids that are going to all these big schools, you know, that was just a really big thing for me. And, you know, translating from here, I mean, it's the same thing. You're playing against faster kids. You're playing against kids that can shoot the ball really well. You know, they're really, like, good at what they do. And so, I mean, that's just really been a big transition for me.
Are you an NBA fan?
When the playoffs hit, yeah. Not preseason. When the playoffs hit, I'm a really big fan of LeBron, so that's who I really watch.
Who's another player in the NBA that you can kind of see your body transitioning to and your skill level? Who's someone both myself and other Saluki fans can say, this is who he kind of models himself after on the court?
I say I got a lot of comparisons to Malik Monk. High flyer. He can shoot the ball really well. He can make the open shot. Really athletic, lanky. So I think that's who I model my game after.
I'm worried about this show even being on the air. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but Inside the NBA was one of my favorite shows where they just really talked about basketball. Obviously, it was the NBA, but whether you're a junior high player or a college player, they would say things that I think should resonate. One thing that Kenny Smith talks about is tools in a toolbox, and every player should bring a tool or 3 tools to the court, whether it's practice or a game. What's the tool that you feel is most important that you could help this team right away with?
I would say energy, defensive energy. That's what I bring. The coach has been really keying in on me and saying if I can really, learn how to stop a player, just being physical with them, I can really find time on the court.
What's the difference in the defensive philosophy at SIU in the Missouri Valley as opposed to maybe what you've been exposed to before?
I would say not giving up baseline. I'm really used to, closing out in the corners. I'm used to giving people the baseline, and the difference that Coach Nagy's told us is give them the middle, and so that's really been a big adjustment for me.
And why would that be?
My entire life I've been taught to force somebody a baseline because, the baseline is the second defender, but Coach Nagy's philosophy is a little different. He wants us, all the help is in the middle, so he wants us to force a middle.
You guys have some big guys that can certainly help in the middle, but with the definite guys on this team. From a physicality standpoint on the offensive end, what are you learning that you've got to maybe improve on, overcome an area where you've been a scorer your whole life, and I would certainly hope that's one of the tools in your box. Yeah. What area on the court do you feel like you could help this team score right away once maybe something else happens?
I feel like I can help the team with knocking down open shots. We have emotion. We have a really good motion offense, and so knocking down the shot would be really key for me.
What's important in getting open?
Moving, setting back screens, moving, setting screens, slipping, doing all that, just creating confusion for the defense.
Jalen, you talked about energy being an important tool in your box. How important is it for confidence to be something that is very much present in both you as an individual and your team? Where is your confidence level now as you're trying to figure out terminology, which is new? Every day is different because you don't really know what the next day in class is going to be like or what the next practice is going to be like. How does that affect your confidence, and what do you do to make sure you maintain confidence?
Staying in the gym, watching film, knowing what you're doing wrong. That just shows how much time you put in. And, that's just where all my confidence comes from, is watching film, watching back practice, and watching film with coaches and seeing what I can do better and just staying in the gym and working out.
How important have those 6 veterans, those returning guys, been in helping you maintain and strengthen that confidence level?
They've helped me a lot, just from Coach Nagy's coaching style, just, learning from the offense, learning how to score, how to cut from the offense. And so that's really been, they've really been really big on me.
Jalen Haynes, it is great to have a 6'4" wing. In baseball, they say 6'4" shortstops are worth their weight in gold. And I can tell you 6'4", 6'5" wings in college basketball, very much the same. Great to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Best wishes for a great season.
Thank you guys for having me.